Greetings, gracious viewers. This is Nicholas Adanio, aka the Animation Commentator. And this is Speckles the Salamander. And today we are going to cover some news that I just found out about just a little while ago. Originally, I was going to do this animation report on this new Disney live-action rehash of Snow White, and for the sake of representation, for the sake of representation, they are making Snow White ebony black, but that's actually not the news that we will be discussing, because frankly, a lot of people have already talked about it, as, like I said, an unexpected news item came along. Apparently, Netflix is putting out a new animated movie tomorrow, or at least tomorrow as of this recording, called America the Motion Picture. Oh! Well, what's it about? Well, America the Motion Picture is this R-rated, irreverent take on American history. Apparently it involves time travel. George Washington goes back in time and sees Abraham Lincoln, or rather, George Washington, I guess, goes forward in time to see Abraham Lincoln, and then they start the Revolutionary War against King James instead of King George III. Like, there's a lot of revisionism going on, but it's also, like, supposed to be that way. It's not like that whole, 1619 thing going on. No, this is, I guess, just legit, just funning around with it. The animation style was, anyway, at any rate, the animation style is better than what we've been getting for two-dimensional animation. So, I actually kind of like the animation style. It's fine. I mean, especially, there's this one shot where I guess they're all riding on Paul Revere's horse. The horse is very beautifully done, so the animation I don't really have that much of a problem with. And as a concept, I don't have a problem. In fact, given that George Washington is one of my favorite men to have ever lived, I would love to see a proper animated movie about the life of George Washington. Just, obviously this would have to be done with a Hollywood that wasn't so biased against America. Like, I would like an objective movie on George Washington, just the hero that he was. Because guess what? George Washington was an awesome man. He was one of the very few people, well, as far as the history books say, after the Revolutionary War, he was offered to become the King of America, and George Washington turned it down. I mean, to be given that kind of power and then say, no, I don't want to be a king. Make me your president instead. Hey, that says a lot, When a man is given that honor, is offered the position of king, and then you turn it down, that just makes you even more worthy of being king, in my opinion, as far as being a human goes. So, yeah, I mean, George Washington was an awesome man. It is true that back in his day, he had slaves. And I'm not condoning the fact that he had slaves. I wish he didn't. But he also lived in a time period where slavery was a fact of life, I mean, who are we with our abortion going on in our country now? Who are we to look back on people like that and say, oh, you're so bad for having slaves? Well, the people in the past, they could easily point the fingers at us and say that we're so bad for having abortion, and they'd be right. Anyway, I'll get back to talking about this movie. So, like I said, animation looks good. I like the idea of a George Washington movie, but like I said, I'd like it a little more reverent and a little more objective on his life. But I do have a problem with this movie being an art. I mean, I have a problem with the movie depicting George Washington as going around and saying the F-bomb every 2 seconds or something. Like this movie is full of F-bombs, and I guess they do a bedroom scene between George Washington and his wife. And I'm pretty sure if George Washington were alive today, he wouldn't want his life I'm sure he wouldn't want his intimate moments to be depicted on the screen. I'm just saying, but anyway, all in all, I mean, if you don't mind that kind of entertainment, I guess is for you. Oh, also, they race and gender swapped Thomas Edison. So Thomas Edison is going to be a Chinese woman in this movie. But, other than that, I guess they stayed pretty true to the historical ethnic accuracy of historical figures. But this might be like a more crazy, whimsical version of the Lin-Manuel Hamilton, which I never really cared about that either. I think Lin-Manuel's overrated. But anyway, if you like some good animation and you don't mind an R-rated comedy cut of George Washington traveling in time, it might be the movie for you. I probably am going to sit that movie out. But, I mean, I share an account on Netflix anyway, so I don't even pay Netflix. So like I said, I don't support Netflix. But anyway, if you want to go ahead and see that movie, I guess it's up to you. Any thoughts, Speckles? Not really. Like you said, the artwork sounds interesting. If only they, I don't know, gave George Washington a little more reverent take. Yeah, that would be nice. But anyway, leave your thoughts in the comments below, and happy 4th of July coming up. Happy Independence Day, that is to say, in a few days. Go forth, be gracious to everyone, make classic animation great again, and may God bless you. Bye, everyone!
Hey, I got a Discord. Want to join in the animation discussion or just talk about Sir Persevere and his friends? You can message me at animation commentator number 9524 and see if you're a fit for the server. See you there.